Hi, hello. Welcome to the episode of Isaiah's Newsstand. It's your host, Isaiah Edwards. The date is January the 11th, 2025. Hopefully, this episode finds you well, in good spirits, and high hopes. As for me, I'm doing pretty good. Had a little bit of internal problems, but I'll get to that. We'll loop back around to it. But overall, today started off nice. Woke up, was pretty curious to see how much snow really wound up coming down. What was the damage? What was the 411? So more or less got up. Got downstairs, cleaned my car off. Wasn't too bad. Wasn't nearly as bad as Monday, which was expected, of course. So that was nice. We love that. Then I went out to the gym, and that went well. My back has still been killing me, but overall we marched along. It was pretty good. My protocol is really good. I don't want to say my form per se, but like the way I kind of have been going about the gym lately has felt good. So I like that. It's just we just kind of have a nagging problem. We're just kind of working around it, so to speak. But overall, it was a good gym session. Let's see here. But let's Food Corner. Food Corner last night. It was pretty good. I made, I should say, bacon cheeseburger, hot dogs, and I made bacon and cheese fries. All of it was very good. All of it was very yummy. I enjoyed the meal. I even got a little reckless because I was like running out of nacho cheese sauce. So I was like, let me go ahead and put that on the burger. Let me go ahead and put that on the fries. Oh, you know what? Let's put it on one of the hot dogs too. And it was good. It was all yummy. I will say it led to some stomach problems that I had to deal with throughout the night for some reason. Like I just got awoken by that a couple times. So it was a little rough end to a rough start. But overall, I woke up feeling pretty good. So yeah, I mean that's my 24 hours, or at least not 24, at least since you last heard from me. That's where we're at. That's where it's at. But we have a little beer tasting I wanted to do, so let's go ahead and incorporate that into the startup. Also, I did get some sour punch straws, like the strawberry ones. A little treat for your boy. But they're just sour punch straws. Like they literally are just the chopped up version. It is nice because they have more of a bigger hole and they feel thicker. So that's kind of nice. But they taste the same. And I will say like now, like when I was a kid, I used to like get the little tray, the long thing of them, and I would just eat them. Like either I would eat half of them or all of them. Usually all of them in one sitting. But now I'm like, okay, let me have a few of these, a little handful of them, and then we'll move along. So, look forward to nibbling on those throughout the weekend and the week. But yeah, let's go ahead and do the startup. We'll talk about this little beer. I'll take a little sips, tell you how I feel about it. All right. It's a Rheingeist beer. We love a local. Truth Bomb. Imperial IPA. So we're speaking my language. Yes, yes, and yes. I'm not gonna read the whole blah blah, but the numbers. Let's talk some stats. 9.5% alcohol volume. So we love that. I'm into that. That's what sold me here. That's why this beer's in my hand right now. I paid way too much for it, a little 6-pack, but we'll see if it's worth the taste. Let's see. All right. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's really good. I expected it to be a little bit harsher, a little bit harder to drink, but no, you can come back for more on that one. Good, solid taste. I mean, for me, I know I'm going to be tasting hops. I kind of prefer when they don't beat around the bush or get weird with it or try to like muddy it up. Just give it to me. Just give it to me hard. Rah. So yeah, that works. Now this episode, I don't know. This feels like it's not as as formed as my usual ones. I don't know. It feels a little bit looser. The name I normally like to use for these is escaping me, but I know flu cases have been on the up, so I kind of wanted just to talk about that a little vaguely. I don't have really an article at the ready for it, but just be mindful of that. Wash your hands, be careful. I know it's corny or whatever, but if you are sick, it doesn't hurt to wear a mask. I think this is easier too for like elderly people to kind of get into the vibe and understanding of. But yeah, totally. Also, COVID shots, flu shots, those are always a thing, always an option. At least something to consider. Just ponder if you want. Um, so yeah, I mean that was kind of the first thing. Like I said, no real link to that. But yeah, the next thing I wanted to kind of just hit on, just kind of a disgusting moment in politics that you see all the time. From the Guardian, Republican congressman calls for halting disaster relief to California. Yeah, dude, love that. Human of the Year coming up. Warren Davison's remarks to Fox Business's Maria Bartiromo on Friday came as California's Democratic Governor Gavin Newsom urged officials to avoid politicizing the response to blazes which had killed people and destroyed thousands of homes. So yeah, I mean, essentially, he's saying it's a matter of bad policy, bad management from California, and the U.S. people and the American people shouldn't be footing the bill for that. Yada. But it's just that's evil shit, dude. Because if it was any like one of your constituents, also I love it too because this is an Ohio guy, by the way, so that's a local yokel for you. Just talking all this kind of shit to just try to kick a political football around when like literally people are losing their whole homes, livelihoods, people have losing their lives. Like it's just like, dude, are you serious? Like, if we were talking about some shit in South Carolina, North Carolina, you wouldn't be doing this bitching. Same thing with fucking Florida and the goddamn hurricanes. But no, you have a fucking excuse and reason for that. But it's bad. Like, come on, dude. It's evil, villainous shit. You know what I mean? So, once again, I don't really want to delve too deep into it or stick around on it too long. But just wanted to highlight that piece of shit. So, boo, Tomato Town for that guy. Anyway, from The Independent. Ukraine captures first North Korean prisoners of war as Russia advances in Donetsk. So yeah, two Korean soldiers were captured. Let's see here. Now, Russia and North Korea have both denied that they are even North Korean troops in the region fighting. I think pretty much no one has believed that even up until this point. So now you actually have people who have been apprehended, who are, alive. And it's like, yeah, no, like this isn't planted or anything like that, like clearly. But once again, that wasn't a revelation for me, but I felt like it was like, oh, okay, it is worth at least talking about, at least on a slower news day like today, it feels like. Let's see here. The SBU added that one of the soldiers claimed he had been told by his seniors that he was deploying to a training mission, only to find himself fighting on the front line in Kursk. The claims echo previous reports that Russian soldiers believed they were heading to trading missions only to find themselves fighting in Ukraine. Dude, I would hate that kind of fucking switcheroo, dude. But that's why you couldn't see me in a fucking military uniform. No way, no how. I could not be doing that because you really are just a cog to, whatever the fuck they want you to do. You're going to go and they're going to plug you in and say, hey, and they can tell you one thing and they can do another. They could just tell you the truth and force you to do it. You've already signed the fucking shit. You're already here. Where are you going to go? Like, it's this or court martial, maybe worse in some situations, right? I don't know. So I am glad that I'm living in a situation where I don't have to, deal with that kind of thing, even though technically, the draft in America still exists. I used to get like nightmares about that shit. But, yeah, it's definitely a bum situation. But, it continues to, escalate, is that the right word? Or continue on, the conflict rages, whatever. So yeah, this is an update. Felt like we could yap about that for a few. But moving on, we have one more thing. This is actually a really short, nice and light episode. So we'll go ahead and do our last break, and then we will do a little bit of a quick update on the South Korean plane crash from Jeju Air. Also, this is a bit of a random aside, but whatever. I like to just plug and play whatever. Once again, a thought occurred to me about Facebook that I had failed to mention. They're going to be moving their main headquarters from California to Texas, which is, once again, an Elon Musk, Joe Rogan playbook thing where you're just getting away from all the liberals and you're going where it's like cool and like kind of almost libertarian or whatever. You could just do whatever you want here in Texas. It's chill, but like, the kind of non-woke chill. I don't really know what the vibe is out there, but people have been making that, at least some people in the tech world have been making that migration. So I felt that was worth mentioning, kind of like the Dana White thing. And there's more details that I'm failing to grasp, but those were, the big parts. Anyway, I'm taking another sip of this truth bomb, and we'll go ahead and talk about some fucking news. Okay, from the BBC. South Korea air crash recorders missing final 4 minutes. Flight data and cockpit voice recorders from the South Korean passenger plane that crashed last month. That crashed last month stopped recording 4 minutes before the disaster. The country's transport ministry has said. The crash of the Jeju air flight killed 179 people, making it the deadliest air accident on Korean soil. 2 cabin crew members were the only survivors. It's crazy to me that the black boxes stopped recording the last 4 minutes. I know that's not an unheard of thing. Malfunctions happen. But I was literally thinking earlier, it's like, y'all, I know I say all the time, I tried to stick away from any conspiracy or whatever. But these kind of things are like the moments where I get tempted to like want to be like, there's got to be something here, right? Like, why would you not have those last 4 minutes? And for me, I go, well, there's no conspiracy here because who would benefit from that? Like, what would be the gain of losing that data, right? So it's possible stranger things have happened, but we've yet to see maybe what can be grasped from the rest of the flight data that was taken from the black boxes. So, I'll keep you posted for any more updates. But I got that information and I was like, damn, that's crazy. Because those last 4 minutes are important, there are a lot of questions about like how, like why the certain choices got made. Like what was exactly the malfunction? Was it the birds, like the bird strike thing, or like what happened? Was it hydraulics? Like, and especially too the choices that were made, because I think they had an option to potentially just all out fly to another airport, but they said no, we're not going to do that. We're going to fly back around and we're going to try to land it and do like the belly landing. But then unfortunately, there was a barricade there, and the barricade is there for like a stop, but it isn't also supposed to be approached at the way that it was. So it winds up just being a whole thing. But it has also become a talking point of like, well, maybe we shouldn't have these kind of barriers for planes because that is what made this like such a devastating thing, right? Or at least a part of the reason. So, I mean, there's just more details that we need to get, but it's unfortunate that might have just been lost to, a malfunction. So yeah, relevant update. But yeah, that's really it. I kind of wanted to keep this a bit shorter and sweeter. I didn't have as much news on deck that I saw that I really felt like I wanted to kind of talk about, really get into the thick of. So that's where we'll leave it for today on this fine Saturday. If you got some snow, I don't know. Let me know. Did you make a snowman? Did you go sledding? Something fun? I saw some people doing that when I was walking in. Also, man, people keep taking my parking spot. Ugh, that's a whole other thing. I don't want to get into the weeds about it. It's good vibrations. It's whatever. I could use the extra walk. Anywho, if you'd like to help out, support the effort, I do have a Patreon. Patreon.com/IsaiahNews. Become a newsie today. Feel free to follow me on any of the socials. Let's see, other free ways to hit me up. IsaiahNews1@gmail.com. Feel free to subscribe to the YouTube. That's useful and helpful to me in the project. Good for the algorithm. Good for you to keep up with me. Then leave a like on the episode. Leave a cool comment on the episode. Sharing is caring. Feel free to do that on Spotify or whatever listening app you're on right now, platform, what have you. So yeah, thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks so much for being a friend. And hopefully I see you soon for some more good news. I love ya. Bye-bye. Mwah.